Okay.
Welcome to our crappy channel. All right, seriously. All right, Char-Griller Akorn, Auto Kamado. Call it Auto because it's got the controller. A few people have already seen these. They've been out for a little bit, less than a year. There's good things and bad things. The original Kamado, I think they did a better job with craftsmanship on these newer ones. I think they went in the direction of let's just get them out fast. But we'll see. This thing has got a lot of good reviews. We'll see how the controller works, see how it links up to everything we want to link it up to, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, that kind of thing. So we got the grill seasoned, and I've sprayed it down with oil and everything. I'm going to do a burn-in process. So I'm gonna use crappy charcoal, lump charcoal. I never spend high-dollar charcoal on a grill, so I use crappy charcoal. The cheaper the better. Because if you've got a good grill, it shouldn't matter what kind of charcoal you have. I'm gonna put that in there. I'll probably put too much. And then we're gonna put in a little Hickory. And then we're gonna start it. I'll be right back. We're gonna start it with a little fire starter. There's all kinds. There's tumbleweeds. There's Weber wax peels. You can use. I was gonna say ibuprofen. That's not it. You can use rubbing alcohol, I think, and cotton balls, and you can make really good fire starters that way. I may be wrong, so pick on me if you find out that I am. And we'll light this sucker. We'll just get it down in there, get it going. Once you give it a few minutes for the briquettes to get going, I probably could actually use a little more briquettes, but let that start. Fun part of lump charcoal. So I'm gonna go get my phone and we'll mess with the app a little bit, and I'll be right back. So when you go to start this thing, we're a little quick on the, starting the fan, but I just want to remind everybody this is a fan controlled unit. There's no bottom vent like most of your Kamados. It's fan controlled. So you'll have to get under here, if you don't mind. You get your fan controller right here. So you'll open that up like that. That's what controls your temperature. That and your top lid vent. So what you'll do is once this gets up to temperature, you'll open this sucker up and it'll tell you, kick it on, it'll tell you, it's 80 degrees in there right now. You'll download the app. It's the Play Store app. You'll just, for me, I just put an Akorn and it'll pull up Char-Griller. That's the one you want. You want to open that, install it. Once you get there, it'll bring up this screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget this. I want people, we're going to forget this grill. Okay, so this is basically like it's just downloaded the app. So what you want to do is add it. It found it as Akorn 3693. Hit continue. And it's going to ask you for a number. The number is 1216. All right. And then if you want Wi-Fi, you'll have to add Wi-Fi. It's already connected. But what you'll do on Wi-Fi is you'll actually go in, it'll pull up the list, and you'll just type in your password. Wow. It's already connected, so it's not doing it, but that's all you'd have to do. Once you go there, we're already up to 90 degrees. Hey Oreo, come on buddy. Sponsored by Oreo. So once you go there, okay, I haven't quite figured out how to go back. Most times you can swipe from the top on this phone, but every phone's going to be different. So we're going to turn this sucker on. It's already on. Oh no, we're going to cancel it. Maybe I'm not the best person to do this. We're going to set this sucker up to, I got to tell you, I don't know how this works. Pause. Okay, so the grill is already up to 113 degrees. We've got a nice little fire starting to roll. And so the trick is, once you get your fire going, then you want to shut your damper and all that stuff down. This is supposed to tell you how to do it. I've never done it. We're going to do it for the first time together. All right, so we're going to hit target temperature. Well, I'm going for steaks. So why don't we go 500? It'll go all the way up to 700 degrees, supposedly. I bet it will, though. We're going to hit confirm. I don't know what D4 means. Maybe I should read the instructions, but I'm bad. I don't like reading the instructions. So this is going to force... Oh, D4. That's okay. So it gave us a D4. I didn't know what D4 was. Damper 4. So if you come in real close, you got all these damper settings. Now, from what I've heard, if it's 4, it might be good to go to 3 or even 2. But we're gonna try it at 4 and see what it does. Now let's take a look and see what it's doing. We're blowing air into the box. Flame's starting to go, and we're getting smoke. We're 147 degrees because I opened the lid. You're never supposed to open the lid. No, I'll tell you what. And we're supposed to let this run for, say, 30 minutes the first time. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll pause it, and we'll come back when it's up to 500 degrees. And if there's any problems or issues, we'll address that right here on camera. This has a heat shield. Once you put the heat shield in, you know, this thing's wonky. This is as you can tell, this is kind of a BS bullshit kind of thing. Pardon my language. This one actually sits better if I turn it backwards. So people are gonna be like, why is it backwards? Because for whatever reason, mine sits perfectly like that. It seems to be more stable. So I'm gonna put it like that. There again, that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be front, rear, and I'm sure that has something to do with circulation. If we have any hot spots in certain areas and it doesn't seem to cook uniformly, I guess I'll have to call Char-Griller and tell them to send me a new bucket, whatever you want to call it. So, then you put your grate in, and I want something that's kind of annoying is the tabs aren't fit correctly. It's got more tabs than it needs. Most grills or grates on a circle pattern, you only need 3 contact points. It prevents this. This one's got, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 or 6, and you get this. So now I gotta go through and we gotta bend them up, get them straight, figure out which one's low. We'll do that another time. It is a cast iron grate, and for the most part, that's great. Until you go to use it and you forget to oil it from the time before. So no matter what you do when you're done at the end of your cook, spray this sucker down with oil so it'll keep from rusting on you. Highly recommend that. Also, make sure you get a cover for this thing. The electronic components, it's not going to be good if this thing gets wet. All right, I'm going to put this back down. We'll check with you in a little bit. Okay, operator error. So my charcoal basket that came with this thing doesn't want to set the way it should. So because of that, I had to turn it the opposite direction. I can tell you this thing is struggling to hold 500. It's shooting over temperature. It told me to put this on D4, which would be right there, and it would shoot up to 540, 550. It just wants to climb. And I think what it is, so for anybody that doesn't know that goes through this problem, is this heat shield has to go small end towards the front. This big end goes towards the back. I knew it was backwards. And I think what's going on is, I think because this is turned, that temperature probe is getting all the heat. And it's having a hard time regulating it. I have seen other reviews where people said they don't pay attention to the damper setting as much, what the fan controller says to put it at. They usually run it a lot, you know, a full number down. If it asks for it, they recommend running it 3. The fan is working. The fan kicks it right up. I had this open. The fan kicked on for a second to heat those coals back up. We're about through the seasoning process. We're going to do a few steaks, a few shrimp skewers, and we'll see how it works. But, you know, all in all, it's not a, you know, I've got to figure out how to get that stupid basket the right way. And if anybody else has had trouble with that, definitely comment. You know, I have a feeling that they all that's went through this. There's a few things when I put this thing together that was kind of a nightmare situation where the legs didn't want to line up and they didn't have the screw mounting holes right where they really needed to be. You had to kind of bend things to get them to line up and enforce it. And I don't like to do that. Everything should line up. It should be a simple process. I can tell you, owning the Akorn from Char-Griller before this one, the red one, the process was simple. It took me an hour to install everything, and there was definitely no swear words. I can tell you this one gave me a few words. My girlfriend loves me for it. I can tell you that much. But anywho, we're starting to slow down. It's starting to catch up, and it's starting to control the temperature. It's fluctuating. It's a little bit off, but it's not that bad. So we're going to go ahead and put steaks on. Usually I do steaks at 600 degrees or 700 degrees. We're going to do them at 500. These are your little bitty steaks. I don't think they're going to take that long to cook. So we're just going to throw them on. We're going to do 2 minutes and then turn, 2 minutes, then flip, then 2 minutes, turn, 2 minutes, take off. So we're going to cook them for a total of 8 minutes. And we're going to cook some shrimp skewers. We're going to put those on in about halfway through the cook. So, hope this is going well, and sorry for the stuttering that may or may not have happened. Okay, well, this thing seems to be regulating itself just fine. I have had it open. I've been flipping steaks and stuff. It seems to be doing a great job. I still recommend flipping the heat shield back the proper way. I think it's designed to be that way for a reason. But realistically, it's working fine. It's correcting itself. You can hear the fan kicking on. It's going to put itself up to 500. The steaks are looking great. Probably overdone because I'd rather overcook them the first time than undercook them. Girlfriend's, she likes them a little more done than I do, so I think that'll be a win-win. You know, it takes about an hour and a half to put this thing together according to their instructions, and with 2 people, that is exactly what it took. Well, like I said, there was a couple swear words involved, but we got through the process. The handles put together with wing nuts. It's a little loose, so now that it's been hot, I'm going to have to go back in and tighten it up. I think that's going to be an easy thing to fix. It shouldn't be a problem. There's our food. Hope it's not overcooked. All in all, I would say this would be a win. Unless we eat the steaks and they taste like garbage. But I gotta tell you, this thing's really wowing me. The heat retention is working as well as the original Akorn, and the fan controller is doing a good job. I mean, it's not a pellet grill. It's trying to mimic a pellet grill. I will tell you, this thing will roll serious smoke when it gets up to temperature. It's amazing, even at 500 degrees, how much smoke was coming out of this thing. You know, we're in ramp up mode right now with the fan, so. But I can tell you, all in all, I'm pretty happy. It does come with another grate that you can use. I'll be using it in other cooks. I just didn't need it for this one. It's great that they give you the extra cooks, or the extra grate, you know, for whatever you need. But I'll probably be changing out the cast iron grate for stainless. I prefer stainless grates. I just like them better. There's nothing wrong with the Char-Griller. I think I might have said Char-Roll in the past. I apologize for that. It's Char-Griller, and you know, it's a pretty good machine. I'll be anxious to smoke on it and see how that does. I actually believe the lower temperatures are going to be a lot more easier to control than the higher temperatures, but this thing got up to 500 degrees in fairly quick amount of time. I don't think it was maybe 5 or 10 minutes from starting it to when we kicked the fan controller on and set it up, that it was already up to temperature. That's pretty impressive. So anywho, hopefully this helps somebody. Issues, you know, there's small issues with it that every grill that you buy today, even the Rectex that I've owned, and doesn't matter, they all come with a problem of some sort. So this appears to be a pretty nice machine. We are getting a pretty good discount on this, but I would pay what they're asking. It's quite the machine. So anywho, if you were looking at the Gravity series and space wasn't an issue, cooking space, I would jump all over that, because the Gravity series, the chimney chutes, you know, I had one and I just didn't care for it. I like this a whole lot better. Hope this helps. Take care. God bless.